Hey guys, and welcome to The Chic Life, where we talk about raising your frequency so you can enjoy your dream life full of ease, flow, and abundance. Today I want to tell you how I manifested my luxury apartment in San Francisco, California. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you probably know that I'm originally from the East Coast. I spent most of my life in the Carolinas, even going to college there, and then in the last few years everything's gotten a bit crazy. I spent 2.5 years on a work project in Manhattan, New York City, and after that my next assignment was all the way in San Francisco, California. So when I knew I was going to California, I decided that I wanted to live in like a really bomb apartment. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna live in San Francisco again. I want to have a super fun experience while I'm there, and I want to live in a luxury apartment. So I used some different manifestation techniques to make my dream luxury apartment happen, and it worked. I found the most amazing dream apartment with gorgeous views of the bay, and I was so happy that I got to experience that place while I was in California. Well, I'm still in California, but I'm in a different apartment now. So when it comes to manifestation, one thing you should know is that we are always manifesting. So that means if you are in a low vibe state, you're going to be attracting more low vibe things to you. If you're in a higher vibe state, you're going to be attracting more high vibe things to you. So in order for me to make this luxury dream apartment happen, I needed to be in a really high vibe space. Luckily, I've been doing a lot of personal development, little guinea pig experiments on myself over the last probably decade plus. So I have been able to fix my negative mindset and convert it to a positive mindset. And if you're interested in doing the same transformation, I have a free mindset makeover audio training. You can get instant access by using the link in the description box below. Or also I offer one-on-one coaching. You can send me a DM. But basically, I've made it my mission to help people get unstuck and get into living their dream life and basically make the same transformation I did, but much faster. Now, one thing with this video I hope you can understand, I don't really talk about finances on this channel, so I'm not going to go into the finances of it. Instead, I'm talking about the manifestation techniques and how I got into the right energy and headspace to make this manifestation happen. So Abraham Hicks teaches us in many of their books, like Ask and It Is Given, that there are 3 steps to manifestation. According to the book Ask and It Is Given, the first step is you ask. The second step is the answer is given, which is the universe works its magic. And the third step is the answer which has been given must be received or allowed. In other words, you have to let it in. So basically, when it came to my manifestation techniques, almost all of them were more on the third step, but my first step was I needed to ask. So I did go ahead and make that decision that I wanted a luxury apartment. I decided I wanted it to have certain specs. I set that as my standard for what I wanted to experience when I was in San Francisco. So after I made the ask and the universe was working its magic, I knew that I needed to allow that manifestation to come into my reality. So the way I like to think about this is you want to trust that it's happening, but you also kind of want to get excited about this manifestation. Get excited about what's coming to you and really feel positive energy and good energy towards this thing that you want to have happen. So where a lot of people go wrong, and where I used to go wrong myself, is I would say, oh, it'd be great if I could live in a luxury apartment, but that's probably not going to happen. I mean, all these reasons, for this reason and this reason and this reason, is probably not going to happen. These things are just adding conflict to our manifestation and are causing friction there, and it's going to potentially derail your manifestation. You may not get what you wanted, or you may not get it at all if you're putting too much negative thought into it. What you really want to do is trust that it's coming, believe that it's coming, and get really excited and feel the energy and enthusiasm for the thing that you want. So initially, of course, I very excitedly shopped for apartments. So even before I knew I was going to San Francisco, I was anxiously searching online at apartments, just looking up all the different options that were out there, and I was letting myself get really excited and enthusiastic about the possibility. And I was like, kind of like a kid in a candy store, like, ooh, look at this apartment, ooh, look at that apartment, wouldn't this apartment be cool? So having the strong feelings and energy towards this desired apartment really helped, I think, solidify my manifestation. Another thing I did is act as if the manifestation was inevitable. So another example of something I did is I created a secret Pinterest board called SF Apartment, and I started deciding what I wanted my apartment to look like, and I started just pinning different apartment decorations, and also got really excited about, ooh, when I would move to San Francisco, wouldn't it be cool if my apartment had these kind of decorations, if it looked like this? And I also made, I can't remember if I made a separate Pinterest board or if I put it in the same Pinterest board, but I also started pinning interesting things to do in San Francisco and let myself get really excited about all the fun things I was going to do once I got there. That's more how I manifested actually getting to San Francisco, which would be another story. Let me know if you're interested in that. Another thing I did is I remembered when I was in New York that I had a really cool view of the city, and I never thought that a view would be important to me. I've never really had much of a view in my past homes, so I never thought it would be very valuable. But once I had a nice view, I decided that I wanted to have a nice view in San Francisco as well. And I decided I really like a view of the bay. So that not only helped me narrow down which apartments I was looking at, but also gave me something else to really focus my manifestations towards. And I let myself get really excited about the possibility, or the certainty, or whatever you want to call it, that I would have a nice view of the bay. So I kind of just had it in mind, like while I was shopping, like, I really want an apartment that has a view. So as I was shopping around, I spoke to the leasing agents and made sure that I told them that was something I was interested in. So even before I knew that I was going to San Francisco, I went ahead and started talking as though moving into my desired apartment was already going to happen. Even before I had moved, I had kind of narrowed it down to like my top 2 choices of where I wanted to live. And I even started talking to one of my friends about it. And actually, he was the first one who said, oh, when you move there. And I was like, you're right, when I move there. Speaking with certainty, trusting that it's going to happen. And that also kind of just not only helped me, again, feel excited and energized about it, which I think made the manifestation stronger, but it also just kind of was fun to talk about, oh, when I move here. Another thing I did before even leaving New York City is I started planning for it. So I even went onto Google Maps and started looking at the area, trying to figure out where my office was likely to be and where my apartment might be, seeing what the commute would be like, and saying like, oh, it'd be cool if I lived here, that way I could walk to work or whatever. But I really just started kind of planning as though this apartment and my move to San Francisco was inevitable. And a third thing that I did before leaving New York City is I scripted it. So I went ahead and did a scripting exercise. I have another video that talks a little bit about scripting, but I just wrote a day in the journal, present tense, but in the future, as though I had just moved into my dream apartment, what the move-in day was like, where I was living, and just let myself really read through that and feel the energy of it. And then I also kind of just put it up and set it aside, because there's a difference between being excited about your manifestation and being worried about your manifestation. So when you worry about it and you worry how it's going to work out, that can cause friction and that can stop your manifestation from coming to reality. Whereas if you're just certain that it's coming and you're just taking different steps that you would normally do as though you knew it was going to happen, that's more like taking aligned action. And then of course, when I actually got to San Francisco, I started scheduling all my tours. So I started shopping at all the different apartments and all that fun stuff and going on the tours and kind of just deciding which one I really wanted to live in. Also keeping in mind that the view was something that was really important to me. I mean, at first I tried to play it cool, like, I don't know, a view would be nice, but like I knew in my heart that I really, really wanted a view, and I kind of set my sights on it and decided that actually it was one of my top things I was looking for in my dream luxury apartment. And funnily enough, even though I had picked out my dream apartment, I scripted it, I knew exactly where I wanted to live. Once I actually got to San Francisco, I did discover a couple other apartments that I hadn't been aware of before, and I decided to go ahead and tour them because they met my original ask. And it ended up being that a different apartment was my favorite. But that apartment actually was completely booked. Like, I don't even know why I looked at it. I just decided, kind of, I guess, tapping into my intuition, a gut feeling told me that I should go look at this place, even though they didn't even have any apartments that fit my specs. So I went to this place, fell in love with it, and I decided this is the one. So I did another scripting exercise, talked about how the perfect apartment opened up within a couple weeks of the same day that I had toured it, and again, read through my scripting, let myself feel the positive energy towards it, and put that away. Now, one aligned action that I did do, which again is not a worrying step, but it was more like, I know this is going to work, I know it's going to happen. I checked their website every day. So every day I went to the website at least one time a day and kept refreshing, waiting for the perfect apartment to open. And I was just so certain that I knew that it was going to. And lo and behold, probably within about 2 weeks of my second scripting exercise, the perfect apartment with my specs, with a view of the bay opened up. I was like, oh my gosh, this is meant to be. I totally just knew that I had brought this apartment into my reality with all this manifestation work, and I was so excited and definitely very grateful to the universe and thanking the universe profusely for making this awesome manifestation happen. I absolutely loved my apartment, and I am so happy and grateful that I was able to have this as a fun life experience. So just to recap, you want to ask, let the universe work its magic, and then allow it. So I think creating that positive energy, thinking that it's going to happen, and then taking aligned action as though this thing is inevitable, all of these things are what really helped me make this manifestation successfully happen. Also, again, I've already done a lot of work on myself to work on my negative mindset. A lot of times our negative thoughts and doubts are the things that throw our manifestations off. So again, I would love for you to sign up for my Mindset Makeover audio training. You can get instant access right now using the link below, and do feel free to reach out anytime if you're interested in working one-on-one with me as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this manifestation video. If you would like to see more videos like this, definitely give this a thumbs up because it will let me know I should make more. And also please do consider subscribing if you're new here, and be sure to turn on that notification bell. All right guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!